Natalie kicks off this hour in Charlotte, North Carolina. Natalie, welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. How can we help?
Well, first of all, I'm going to just say right off the rip that my husband and I have separate finances, basically due to, on my end, there's some narcissistic tendencies over there, some emotional abuse. We've been together about 6-7 years, so we are separate there. We do have an emergency fund. We're on baby steps 4, 5, and 6. And we have some cash at home hidden and some in the bank, obviously. And so I found out after some kind of bigger fight that he's been taking from the emergency fund without me knowing. And I thought I could trust him, so I've honestly never thought to count it. And come to find out, he's been spending that as cash and keeping money in his account for himself. So I've never been so close, honestly, with that and some of the emotional abuse. I've never been so close to considering separation. I've offered counseling as an option, and that is not an option
Why?
on his end. So
He said no to
he
counseling?
would refuse it. He refuses, yes. Doesn't believe in it. So now I'm kind of to the point, he's written me this long letter and talked to me about it, but I'm kind of in a pinch of, can I get someone like that to ever change? Or basically, do I just kind of accept things as they are? He's admitted to everything after I had to find out. He likes to lie, but I find stuff out, and then he admits to it then and agrees that I'm wrong. He hasn't blown up since, but I'm kind of in this spot where I don't know if I should give up the hope that he's going to change or...
Not that it makes it any better or any worse, but how much money are we talking about?
$5,000.
And this was sitting in the emergency fund in the bank?
This was at home.
So
but
this
it was
was,
a part of our
he used $5,000 in
emergency
cash without you knowing.
Correct.
And what did he use that money on?
Apparently just daily expenses.
No,
But, yeah, exactly.
What did he use the money on?
I'm having...
What do you
I'm
think?
having
What do
trouble
you
with
think
that.
What do you think he used the money on?
Personal, I guess, habits.
Bad habits.
Is there a addiction?
Yeah.
Drugs,
marijuana.
gambling?
Okay.
Okay.
Some drugs.
Marijuana.
Okay. Hey, I'm sorry that this is happening. This sucks. It's really hard when, marriage is two folks involved, and it's really, really hard when one of the people is trying and offering counseling and, hey, let's work together, and the other person is like, I'm out, like they've tapped out. And I hate that it sounds like to me like he's tapped out. Like if you're not willing to do counseling, you're not willing to, he's got to take a step forward. I mean, it sounds like you're taking 10 steps forward and he's kind of taking one step back, going away from you. And I hate that that's happening. In these situations, I'm always like, okay, let's get in counseling, or let's get in, let's find a good church community and get around some folks who can encourage us and help us out. But it kind of sounds like he's just said no to all that. Is he depressed?
And that's the thing. And he told me that he has been struggling with depression for the past couple years. And I've tried to talk to him about that before because his dad brought it up to me, and he is not an emotional person, so he won't talk to me about it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep. And that's kind of where that, and we have little kids together. I don't know where to go.
How many kids you have?
3.
Is he willing to get medical help? See a psychologist, a psychiatrist? What is he willing to do at this point?
No church, no counseling. Basically, marijuana is his way he handles life.
That's his vice.
Do you have community, Natalie? Are there folks around you? Do you have family, friends, a church? Do you have people that you can lean on and really count on?
I do, and I have some friends that I can count on. The thing is, people have been around since the beginning, and they are a little biased at this point.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna take a page out of John's book. I have no therapy background, no degree background, nothing like that. This is just Jade Warshaw talking, and we're talking as buddies right now. You're not in a safe environment. You've got somebody who's using drugs regularly. You can't trust
you.
them. They're gaslighting you, and you've got kids involved. And for me, that's it. Sam, this is not Sam Warshaw, but if I found myself in this situation with Sam Warshaw, I'd be hitting the road. I'd be getting out of that situation. I'm not saying that means you're getting a divorce right away, but I am getting out of that house, and I am getting my kids to a place that is safe, that there's no drug use involved, that there is no, my guess is there's probably some other bad habits at play here as well, and into a physically safe and mentally safe environment. And I'm glad that you've got some folks around you. Is there anybody that you can hang with for a while you kind of get your act together financially and figure out what that next step is?
Yes, there is. I guess the only thing that scares me is I know my mental health is already at stake, but my mental health, my kids are very little.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing really, honestly.
And you're just afraid you can't. You're just afraid you won't be able to kind of take care of them on your own.
I can do it. It's mostly just living with somebody else and trying to, I guess, get along that way financially. And then, honestly, it's just the part I came from separated parents, and I made a vow, so that's where I'm struggling. And I don't want him to fly off the handle.
If nothing else, you need to get counseling for yourself, even if he's not willing, just so that you understand how to move forward with this. But letting it just sit and fester and not do anything about it is about the worst thing we can do here for you and the kids and for him. If he needs to hit rock bottom to get his life together, well, help him meet rock bottom to speed this process up. I want this marriage to work, and I still believe there is hope, but we got to get him to a point where he's angry at the situation, where he goes, I got to be there for my kids. Yeah,
and you can't control that, Natalie. We hope that happens, but ultimately you're not in control of that. What you're in control of is you making a plan. What does that look like for you to get safe? What does that look for you to get healthy? If it's counseling, what do you need to be able to do financially? Start tonight, get in your journal and start writing out a financial plan, a mental plan, and even a locational plan for how you can make this work for your family. I hope you guys are able to reconcile.
And you've got to get people around you. You can't do this alone. It's just simply too hard. So if you need to find a church community in your area, do that. If you need to find friends who can come around you, do that. But this is going to take a lot of time to just rebuild the trust, even if this is going to work. But marriage isn't 50-50. It's 100-100.
Man,
and this guy's giving you 0 right now. And that is an unsustainable option.
We're praying for you.
This is The Ramsey Show.